efforts are rest. The brothers giving a chance, the promise of death. The work of my life without again.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you again Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can ask my yamu. And he's a no money, the Muaye, yo. And he love our
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lofa, and Grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lopa, and Grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from there and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The passion, the time, and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Backbaloo, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, we are the best in the land, LRB. We are the best around the world, and most definitely we are the best in Africa, folks. What a way to say the pleasant good evening and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Sktv show. For matter of fact, today is Thursday, having to be the 25th of September, the 9th month, and the year remains the same, 2025. We have a few more days to go into 2025, and I understand that there are a lot of us who are preparing to, putting all of our boots together, putting all of our, things together and making sure that at least by the grace of the Almighty God will cross 2025 and enter into 2026. But that would be good heft. Heft is wealth. And these are things that some of you or some of us, we don't know that heft is wealth. And that's why today we will be discussing the issue of our health setters in Liberia. There are so many things creeping back to back. Health workers, some of our mothers, sisters, brothers who are volunteering back to back. And even a health facility. These health facility, how terrible some of the health facility are. Darkness have overshadowed some of the health facility. No staff and no work folks at some of the health facility, and people keep volunteering. I don't know, but that's the kind of society we find ourselves in. So we'll be asking you today political speeches and that of reality. That's the question. All of you that who are also watching, you can also comment. Place in your comment, right in the comment section. Yes, indeed. Political speeches and that of reality. One thing I like is that, let's share the show, people. Yeah, sorry. Let's share the show. I'm going to recognize all of you, those of you who just joining us, but please let's share the show. Indeed, political speeches and reality. Yeah, man, that's just so easy. Sometimes you don't want to laugh, but the kind of more country you find yourself in, the kind of more people you interact with, sometimes you just want to be laughing throughout the time. But again, good evening to all of you. Robert, Fasulu, Jacqueline, my dear good friend and brother, good evening. And Emmett Hammond, one of the strong guy who believe in the media and also stand by the media is Emmett Hammer. Let me give it out to you, Emmett. In the bad time and the good time, you are always there. And look, these are things we keep telling some of our newsmakers or those politicians who think that they can use the media. Then when you're on the radio or maybe when you are discussing issues, that's the time they want to interact with you. That's the time they want to text you. They want you to go their way. If you don't do, then they feel that maybe that you're against them. No. How come yesterday the media was your best friend? Yesterday. Most of you yesterday, this place was your headquarters. But today, you abandon the place. In fact, you are even fighting the owner of the place and making sure that in fact you want to break him down completely. Hey man, what kind of life is this? What? Well, that's trying to show people. Yeah, that's to sort of find ourselves in. Power and money. Not good for Africans. I don't want to, especially Liberians. Let me just say that way because some people, we have some Africans, I think they are far better. Yeah, they because like for example, we want that we'll be using some people as example. But Liberians, let me be frank. I can tell you from my own observation for nearly short a decade now, yes, there are people that will use people, they prefer to use you. That was asking yesterday, I was asking Monk yesterday. People will use you, but anyway, let me share the link around when we do all this one. Yeah, please, let's try to show people. People will use you. And at the end of the day, when they find out that you are not yet maybe buried, because when they use you, they want you to be buried completely. And as long as you are not yet been buried, or maybe you still have little life in you, then they get angry and say all kinds of things about you. They will say all kinds of things about you, how you done good, how you not professional, how you this and that. You know, this thing, look, make Liberia better. No need to be crying wolf. No need to be crying here and there. The reason why you see today the system look the way it is today is because government refused to better the system. Then when you refuse, you think that corruption is part of your DNA. That you can live with corruption, die with corruption, and even if you want us to bury you with corruption, you won't come here and come be telling people when I show you. Mom will soon join us. The rest of the panelists will be here with us this evening. But that's a question we'll be asking you today about the health sectors of our land. How do you say the health sector? The political speeches and all the reality. We were behind the same microphone yesterday doing the campaign, doing everything, doing the political time and so on. We were informing you Liberians that these politicians, you see them so. But anyway, let go. Yeah, let go. Someone say what? Okay. So yeah, so I will soon get to check of our staff there in Nimba County informing me about World Hope International concluded 2 days of combating organ trafficking and child sacrifice training in Secretary City, Nimba County. Yes, okay. So check, we will get to you very soon. Yeah, very soon we will get to you, check, so that you can give us little update on that. But let's try to show people Robert, good evening, Sebastian Williams, good evening, my dear friend. Please, let's try to show Emmett Hammer. Thank you so much for all you do, my dear brother. Look, Emmett, you know, you people are the kind of group of, in fact, real people that people supposed to be giving position to in this country. Because Emmett have no side. No matter which way you think you want to see Emmett will go on almost all of the platforms and speak for Liberia. Instead of attacking people and insulting people, thinking that because insulting and attacking will solve the issue. No. So Emmett, you are one of the, I call it, decent character that I ever come across. Let me say thank you for that. Who that? Emmanuel Gisi. I hope it's Gisi answer, right? Thank you for joining us from District number 3, Masovado County. Sidiki Traore, as usual, thank you so much, my dear brother and friend. Sidiki Traore for always joining us, and Sebastian again commenting. So this question today is political speeches and reality, the health sectors of our country. Where are we? We will also we may not conclude with all of the counties or so forth, but I know that our health sector is seriously challenged, and that's just a fact. It's seriously challenged to the extent that even if you don't have money, you know, well, let me share the show from. We'll go to all that quickly. Yes, Sheikh, I will take you on very soon, but let me see quick. Let me share the show. Those of you who are joining us, Prince, yeah, Prince Bigba, man, dear brother, long time though. I have a friend, Prince, joining us also. Let me share the show. You please share the show. We want to hit. Let me see where are we now. Okay, we okay. So we've got to hit at least 300 to 400, then we'll be able to go in straight into our topic. We'll bring you some of the happening back home, some of the latest happening back home here in Liberia. Mind you, every day there are so many things ongoing, hurry and pulling the fire, the fire service. Oh yeah, look, they come. You make politics to become order of the day. God, Father, help us. That's the 2007. Politics are now become all of the day in our land. Even people who are in government, people who are in positions, you see their posts, you see their comments, you see the way they react to national issues, the way they talk, then you know now that indeed the reason why we continue to fail. And you will know the reason why we are failing back to back is because we don't take people out of, in fact, we don't punish people when they are wrong. We see them as political, I don't know, son, daughter, mother, or sister, or so forth. So we allow them to insult other people and just walk scot free because they're saying that they say political reward is not in heaven. So as long as here on earth, let the person just continue to insult, attack. That's it, and you move on. That's the kind of more system. At the end of the day, I'm not seeing any kind of more genuine progress into our governance system. Let me be frank. And if I do, we'll come to that. Let me just share the show. Then, okay, but Ali is here. Hey, Ali is here. You'll be doing the talking about I'm doing the show. Yes, but Ali, good evening. How everything, my dear brother?
Good afternoon, Mayborn. Good afternoon to our listening audience and followers. I'm okay, my brother. How you doing? How's the area?
I'm doing great. Thank God for life. My Liberia is good. Yes, indeed, we are peaceful. It's sunny here in Liberia today, at least. Yes, that one can tell you that the sun is shining. In fact, same day, the sun been shining, it's still shining. So at least we are good to go. Apart from all of the happening back to back, the political happening, the fire incident, the Liberia National Fire Service gave out their I don't know, should I say a preliminary report or what is a final report, but there was a report pertaining to the fire incident, I think, in two places. The NSA bus, Prince Johnson, and that of the former president of Liberia Home and George Weah. And yeah, so they gave out a report, even though in their report, especially when it comes to the former president home, they said that they were not given the opportunity to enter the compound. But according to them, also they say according to their own observation, they observed that there was some power fluctuation. So based on that, maybe that what caused the shock or that caused the fire at the home of the former president, according to their release. So yes, we are good, my brother. Apart from that, there are so many challenging things happening. So, like you just heard me in the intro that indeed our question today will be based on political speeches and that of reality and that of the health sector of our country. So far so good. That's it, brother Ali. And we'll soon John Sheck. I need to get one or two words for him on the show. But go ahead.
Yeah. Political species or reality. That's it there. Yeah, when people want to get power, they will say all of the good things. I mean, politicians, never you believe them, don't trust their word because almost everything that they say or 75% are all lies. Only 25% can be true. That's the country we are in. Even in the whole world, this thing is always happening everywhere in the world. Time for election, politician will come to tell you all of the good things, and people that are there will say, "Oh, these people came, they lied to us, they failed us. Let's bring another people." And you continue changing one set of people to another, and the same result. Like Mr. Kumi will always say, you cannot be doing one thing over and over and you expect a better result. That's not going to happen. So these are political speeches. They are not reality. Yeah.
And they are not reality. So that means the politician they lie 99% or what? By the way, I will ask you, let me see how best to get a check because these things are look, I just like the way in fact that you are starting a show with that the political speeches are not reality. So that means for us back home, our politicians, they lie to us 99%. I'll be asking you out there today when it comes to political speeches and that of reality. Every time you see people they will come to you. In fact, they are preparing already 2029. Most of them they are only looking at the 6 years that were given to them, but they are already thinking about how to get another 6 years out of you. So that's a business. The monk can always say it's a business trend that they got to come out in the market and sell sell their or they one or two or maybe add here to you. Yeah, but check. Sorry, we couldn't get check. So, but are you? Yeah. So let's move on. What are some of the things maybe that you observed throughout the day before we start the show? Maybe that you observed. Let's start off with the fire incident and that of the fire service report. What say you when it comes to that?
The fire incident at the former president house, yes, or I think according to the report, there was an electric shock according to them. And even when they went there trying to off the fire and the current was fluctuating, but there's something I can't understand. Excuse me. During the incident, the night the incident occurred at the former president place, fire service went there and they did what they could do along with the other people, the community dwellers to off the fire. And we are hearing that they went back there again yesterday, I know to do what, and they were stopped from entering the compound. And now they are coming with report. But then how did you people get this report when you people were stopped yesterday from entering the compound? But maybe all I would say, thank God there were no severe damage. There were sometimes other people property got burned to ashes, came down, everything. I think the whole thing was just the former president room. But now the day that's the report they came away. And I think from the press conference yesterday or whatsoever, or those people have Jangako and others from the CDC block. They said they want forensic investigation and what have you. But for me, Mayborn, I don't really want to say much about this fire thing because I think the president have a CCTV or whatsoever in that place. Okay, even though you will not go and install a CCTV camera in your bedroom and thing, sometimes we install this thing, we just connect it to our laptop and thing that you can watch whatsoever happening around. Sometimes you get your stream in your room, you are there, you can be in your bedroom, you know who are walking around. Like when I'm in Liberia, I can be right in my room. I see people walking all on the road even before reaching to my place. So if there's anything, the president he said get CCTV camera, he will know who are in the yard and all of these things. So I think these are some of the things that it is important as he said it that time. For those people who can afford to buy CCTV camera, you can do it for your own protection. Like America, we hear just now when I call 911, even before I drop the phone and go downstairs, I will see people to my door. But with all that, we still get cameras and things around our houses installed. I can be to work. The moment you go 1 feet to my door, I see you on my phone. So these are some of the things. So he talking about forensic investigation and what have you. He get a CCTV camera to a place. So I don't think that's something that will make the investigation hard. So that's all I have to say into that. You
Well, yeah, thank you, Brother Ali. I think you are quite correct. I think sometimes, for me, my own observation into some of the reports is that we have to remove our politics, and you are saying something, that's good because the CCTV camera or what you may call it, all of these things are things that's supposed to be there to tell you exactly as to what will be happening and what happening, who enter into places and who not enter and so forth. But again, no, but I think politics are now becoming all of the day. I think that was yesterday or day before yesterday, and assistant minister, right? I think there were these comments or posts that were trending around about one assistant minister from the Ministry of Labor who posted and said all kinds of things, So let's be real. And you see, these are reasons why today our government is not making progress when it comes to the issue of justice or when it comes to the issue of making things right. Because if you want to put politics into things, the reality, people will always assume that it's politics and it's someone who want to do this, it's someone who want to do that. You're right. Some of us, we come from the engineering background. We understand exactly what can happen sometimes when it comes to the kind of more electrical shock, all the kind of more things, some of the fire incidents and so forth. We know. But because the government now want to be real, the government see things like they have to lie, they have to do this. It's just all about scoring political goal. It's just all about, somebody somewhere pleasing another person. So because of that, you will put the country into serious embarrassment. Just because we want to please someone sitting somewhere in some other corner. So because of that, we will put the country into serious embarrassment. Almost all of the time that we behave when things happen. There's always accusing hands. If you're not opposition, that ruling position. If you're not a ruling position, it's opposition. The reason these things are happening, Brother Ali, is because our government think that the only thing they can do is to just bad mouth. I don't know. It's to just bad mouth people. But you can have an opportunity to serve. It doesn't mean that it is your, I don't know, lifetime job or it's something that therefore It's just about you making the difference. Like for example, quickly, NAFA. When Madam Emma Glasgow was at NAFA, we used to hear all of the Google things about NAFA. They fought that lady and took her from there. In the name of, because quote unquote she was not part of their political clique or their political what, or actually may call it. Today they put another person. Have you heard anything from NAFA? So you remove people who are making progress, who want to see the country moving forward. You remove them from that and put people almost like you are removing the light and replacing the person with darkness. But I leave how we look. I want to know how we're asking today about the political speeches and reality. Now, not go back to Grand Cayman. Let's start with, maybe you want to say, yeah, go ahead.
please give me 1 minute. Or before we go to our grandkid, I will always say this. These are some of the reasons why Liberia, from one government to another, we continue to fail. Because like what you just said about Emma Nite Glasgow, when she was at NAFA, we heard all of the Google things about NAFA. Today, why are we hearing nothing? Just as you said, you take the light from there, you put darkness there. People are giving jobs based on political party affiliation and based on friendship, not based on merit, not based on qualification. Because Babon supported me, even if he's not qualified as you put him there, how are we going to develop as a nation? These are some of the problems we have. And you were saying something about government official or writing like what I saw from the deputy minister from Labor concerning the burning of the former president of property. If you will come out as a deputy minister saying that the former president was smoking weed, he was drinking Hennessy and thing, and he felt a caught fire in his room, how will a deputy minister, for God in heaven's sake, who knows his function, his character, his integrity, to go and read such nonsense on social media. So these are just pile of junking boys and girls we get running that country. They doesn't care. So if you will go and say that, what will the opposition say? They will say the government is responsible for the burning of the former president property. Because as a former minister, as a government appointed official, if you say that, then you are politicizing the whole thing. We need to start having responsible people in government. It is not just Joseph Barker administration, but these people, they are showing us so much that they are too irresponsible. You see, this is not good for our country. You can do that as a government or official.
Yes, so to just add up to that, my brother, you are quite correct. Let me be frank. That's why today we look the way we look at people. You like you're saying anything the way you want to say. We remove people who are doing better and replace them with people. I don't even know what kind of country is this. That you remove someone who making progress at the entity, who bringing light, who making sure that at least people know about the entity. People are going there, people are working there freely. The media is informed. Or let me tell you, we're not into a secret, or not secret power, secret what? We're not into any kind of secret society as a government. So every part of you supposed to be known by the citizens. Every part of you, anything you are into, anything you are entering into, any kind of agreement, any kind of thing that you are doing. That's why you see the media will always bring this thing up. Then they look like, oh yeah, the media is wish wanting. That is, look, some of you citizens, let me tell you, that's how they do these things. Because they make things look like they are not accountable to you. Oh yeah, God. So they make the entire thing look like they are not accountable to you. So, and when the media bring this thing out, then they tell me what as John the list, yellow journalist, this and that. There will be that they will tell. If you come here to the public to explain to the public exactly what happened, what going on in us, who cares? What the media are going to do to you? What kind of news are the media going to carry? Nothing. This ain't good news that you talk about, and the media will go there to the place and see exactly as to what you are saying, whether it's true or not. Well, because the people are into secret part. And today's Friday. Oh no, sorry, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow they'll be going again for another meeting. Because I will not Friday that they can go. You know what Friday is? You know what Friday is? To go visit people on the Friday. If you go visit, like for example, you go visit Bill Martin on Friday. They already know already what's up. So you go visit people on Friday.
I used to know that neighbor because when I was working in Liberia, that's what I used to see. Most of the Friday, you will see government officials coming to visit the various companies. So the people coming for that weekend, and the moment they get there, they prepare that envelope and thing they give it to them, and you will see the citizen, they will be happy. Oh yeah, Representative Mayor is coming, Senator Masale coming. As soon we go, we enter la compound, we can finish our envelopes. We keep to see how the people treating you here. We've been hearing so many things. We just keep on them to see how things are going on. From there they go on. So that's how people behave.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing. So let's move on, my brother, with the political speech. All these things part of our entire discussion today. So that those of you who are also following us, we want to say good evening. Look, if this government mean well with their own slogan, what they call Think Liberia, Love Liberia, and Build Liberia, I think by this time we may even cross either one or two of their own saying, right? Because by this time, if you talk about Think Liberia, the first group of people that will think Liberia will be the government officials. They will be the first group of people that will think that yes, our mothers, they need good health. Our fathers, our children, they need good education. We don't have to send children outside of Liberia before they can acquire good education. We don't have to send children outside when they go to Rwanda. They will say yes. Hey, I want scholarship. Hey, they're taking photos to post on the internet that indeed they're going to China for 6 months for this and that for scholarship. That's what you want. So if you talk about Think Liberia, Love Liberia, These two things. If you love Liberia, you will not want to steal from Liberia. If you love Liberia, you will want, in fact, you want to even work free of charge for Liberia. That means your salaries will not be like, by the time people see you, they see that, in fact, they see money men. The only money people that we're supposed to be seeing, supposed to be the people like the musicians, the celebrities, the scientists, like kind of people that supposed to be seeing around the money people. But you politicians, you're supposed to be public servant. All right, Monk is here. So let me bring Monk on. Monk, my brother, good evening and welcome to the Thursday edition.
What's up, Melbourne, and hi to the listening audience from Liberia, the United States, and the rest of the world. Another day to be on Sktv. Today's Thursday. I've just been here following the conversation, and since this morning, I've been following some events happening home and internationally. The former French president, Nicolas Sarkozy, was handed a 5-year prison sentence for illicit campaign financing. You know, in the Western world, they call campaign finance violation. They need to know the money that's coming in, from where that money is coming in, and who got influence. They don't want their politics to be influenced by money. But politicians will find a way to go around it. They will use third party, they will use middlemen, and they are all criminals. That's why I tell people all the time, the only people in society, apart from regular folks, that ain't an honest living are business people. Politicians are renowned criminals. What politician does is they have power, right, by virtue of the state. And they do something called influence peddling, where they use their position of power to make money. There's a difference between money and power. Power can give you money, but money cannot give you power. And when you are in the private sector, the people that are in government, they wield more power. So they can use their position in government to strangulate you, most especially business people, their political rival. That's why in the modern century, you got more people coming from business entering politics, because they can cripple you in a day. When they want to target you, they can target you. That's why you see when you look at global politics now, more business people are entering the politics. The reason they enter into politics is to protect their asset, because you spend your time working all your life, and somebody can just come up overnight with some regulation and some law, some useless, unproductive human being, just because he found himself in government. He thinks he can use his position of power to target you. That's why business people are entering politics, and that's the new normal now. Sarkozy was charged, and most of our presidents did it. In America, you won't see it too much on the TV. There was one presidential candidate that stole people money in this country, and the only reason he was let off the hook because he was black. He was the only president in recorded history that was fined $375,000 for campaign finance violation. And you know who was it? Barack Obama. But you won't see that on the news. They will cover it up because he's a liberal. But that's what all of them can do. They take money, you know, they call it influence peddling. Business people come to them, they use third party, they take money. In America, when you collect campaign money, right, the remaining money should be given to the political party for other political activities. You cannot use it for personal reason. That will be considered an act of violation. But they can do it here. And sometimes when they got big name that caught where they will use some other individual to cover up for you. Like in the case of our former president here, they use Jesse Jr. to take the fall. They say, oh, he tried to sell Obama Senate seat in Chicago, and the governor of Illinois at the time, Rob Blagojevich, became a victim of that also. But they are politicians. They are all rogues. They are criminals. That's why they do. The only thing is people don't pay attention to them. You know, you and myself who are not in a position of power, and then little thing will do, oh, he committed crime, he get felony, he rap up. But when you look at it, when you look deeper, the biggest criminals in the world are politicians. They use government as a means to get instant wealth. That's why you see most of the U.S. presidents, I would say 95% of them, they enter the warehouse broke. By the time they left the warehouse, they were worth tens of millions of dollars. Okay, if the president of America makes only $400,000 per year, how can one president that left office in less than a decade be worth more than $20 million? Except he stole it, but he do it in a whole different way compared to Africa. What Sarkozy did was he used a third party to take money from Gaddafi to finance his campaign, so that when he became president, he could use his position to negotiate so that Gaddafi can be in the good books of the Western world. That's what happened. Now he's not in power. When he left power, people say, okay, we can use that to go against him after he lost a re-election bid. That's how he said the case is criminally motivated and they are coming after him because he's no longer in the position of power because he was there from 2007 to 2012. But then we're talking about 12 years later because he was acquitted before. But guess what? When they want to come after you, they can manufacture a crime and stick it on you because what? They are in the position of power. They can use those corrupt judges. They can use the court system because that's what you get from having power. Influence peddling. But let me stop there, my brother. The other means that you leave Obama knee alone. That's the reality. You don't want to hear it, but that's the truth. No presidential attorney in America got charged for violation except him. He paid $375,000 for stealing people's money. That's a fact. I don't care whether you black or you blue or you
indeed, Monk, family, I left for people to be. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, me. Only one more just say about politicians, business people getting into politics. This are some like just common example. See what happening in our country now. Say those people know that the Unity Party came with the mindset of going after opposition, and you see the 360 degree that Thomas Fala and that of Sir Joseph took today. Why? Because they want to protect their businesses. Because if they not do it, they know what Joseph Baka will do to them. It will be nothing like, oh yeah, this is my countryman. No. Because they even call him T5. How he wrote, he this and that. That one I was just looking at that video when Yaka Koluba went Lupa Kante, when he was doing Guano, why he was doing. They want for Tomo Fala, this and that. They were all laughing Joseph Bakai. So these are some of the things. Basically, people now they had to turn to politicians. The way they were looking at or else they go after you.
Maybe let me give you another example. People don't pay attention to details when the news is happening around the world, right? Elon Musk, right? The richest man in the world today. He supported the former President Joe Biden in 2020, right? Elon Musk got a corporate. There are 2 states in America that were created purposely to give businesses a tax break. They are literally they are tax shelter in America. You know the 2 states? It's New York and Delaware. So most companies, to avoid paying higher taxes, they get something they call corporate inversion. Even though the company is not physically in a particular state, they will move the headquarters in that state so that they can get tax break for the corporation. And the same thing is happening now with ArcelorMittal. They even lied to the Senate, but we'll get to that because they wanted to avoid paying certain amount to the Liberian government. So they went and they gave a totally different report as to how much they are making to exempt themselves from paying taxes to the Liberian government. So in 2021, Tesla posted a record profit for most of the major stakeholders. There was a corrupt judge in Delaware that believed that the percentage of the profit that Elon Musk will receive was too high for him. So Elon Musk was like, no, that's what Delaware is for. When it comes to taxes, Delaware is a tax haven in America. So why would you want to come after my portion of the profit? That's why the company doing exceedingly well. They posted a record profit. So because they came after Elon Musk, that's how he switched. Because he thought he was being protected, his business was being protected, but Delaware is controlled by Democrat. It's a blue state. So you know what Elon Musk did? He took all his businesses and carried to Texas. Texas is a red state. That's how today Elon Musk became an ally of Donald Trump because he thought the Democrats were coming after him. They were using that position of power to destroy his businesses. He was like, hell no, I got to find a new partner and I cannot accept it. So what he did, he took his businesses from California and Delaware and carried them to Texas. So when you see the Tesla, the SpaceX now, everything is operating from Texas because that's where he believed his businesses will be protected. So the thing that happened in Africa, the West always teaches the other part of the world. So when you see our business, our government operating in such a manner, you know where they are taking the cues from? They are taking it from Western country. The only difference is the matter of execution, but it's the same game, it's the same business. You just need to pay attention to understand exactly what's going on. So when I saw Nuantayan and Baga Jaliba going back and forth about how ArcelorMittal claimed that they invested 1.8 billion and they cannot even fulfill their corporate social responsibility. But Baga Jaliba was the one playing defense for ArcelorMittal. He was justifying all the investment they made. He was like, technically, he said, what his argument is, when Liberia came from the Civil War, 2003, when we had our first election, dating back to 2005, ArcelorMittal had an agreement in play, I think it was 25 years, under the Julie Bryan administration. He is saying, as a major player in Africa and around the world. It's a big investor that they took a risk because the infrastructure was not even in Liberia, everything was dilapidated. So ArcelorMittal took a higher risk by investing in Liberia. So now that they want to renew their contract for another 25 years, the other people are saying, okay, you promise to undertake certain project or certain corporate social responsibility you're not living up to. So before we can sign the new 25-year agreement, you need to meet up with your obligation. So Bwaga Jaleba now, who is a former employee of ArcelorMittal as well, is saying they need a break. I think that's what his argument is all about, that they have been undertaking a lot of projects. He gets on justification. I read the post, but if you lie before the Senate in terms of your earning report or the money you are making from your business, then that alone is also a crime. So I'm not saying I want to play quarterback for ArcelorMittal, but it means they were not forthcoming in their report to the government. And in some instances, they are kind of robbing the government of collecting certain royalties. So I don't know Bwaga Jaleba argument, even though he has a logical argument to make in terms of healthcare, in terms of infrastructure, or rehabilitating the railroad from, I don't know, from Grand Bazaar to where he gave some instances, but I don't know if it met that $1.8 billion investment that they claim to have made in Liberia. But let me stop there for now, my brother.
But Mark, I think I have a few questions to ask you and other brother Ali on that, because I think you are quite correct, because we too, we've been following, myself, I've been following that back to back. And, you know, these are things that Liberians, sometimes when they are not educated to some of these things, all their mindset is to go out there and either attack any of the companies or so forth. But Mark, let me ask you and brother Ali, who should we blame into all of these things? Because mind you, the reason why I'm asking is that the reason why people give you opportunity to serve, or maybe for you to lead them more, is because they believe in you, they trust you, and they want you to do the right thing for them. But these are things that trained almost like it's a normal business. Even apart from Asida Mintor, B Mountain, Western Cluster, all the other group of companies, even the Liberia local businesses, these same things happen. So, Mark, and that brother Ali, should we say that in fact we lack of leadership? That's why these things are happening?
Yeah, most especially when it comes to those in government, right? That's why you have regulators, right? You got laws in place, you got regulatory laws, you got tax law, everything. For me, I'm a conservative. I believe in traditional ideas and value. That's why so there was a video that Aaron shared with you the last time about taxes, right? You see, businesses are there to make profit. They must meet the demand of their shareholders, right? And they must pay taxes. The thing here is, if you think you want to punish a business by increasing taxes on them, no, businesses don't pay tax. All they do is they transfer the taxes to the consumer. Maybe if you are importing gas to Liberia, right, and you come on the international market and you buy your gas at maybe $100 per barrel, and the Liberian government are charging you $10 on taxes, right, for you to carry your gas to Liberia. If the Liberian government increases your tax from $10 to $15, what you will do, you get increase the price for your gas in Liberia to make up for the extra money. So the gas people with kind of a twisted idea that believe that when you put more taxes on business, the government generate no money. No, your sellers are going to pay for that money or that taxes, that extra tax indirectly, because the business will always find a way to make profit. So when you increase tax on them, they will increase taxes on the consumer in the form of a sales tax. So that's why for us, we got who from the conservatives, as they do, give businesses a competitive tax rate so that the people cannot end up paying the excess taxes indirectly, because you're not increasing taxes on businesses, you're only increasing taxes on the consumer. That's just why it is. And that's what happened with ArcelorMittal. We told them, when you come to this kind of a negotiation, do as much as possible for the average person to benefit. That's why we talk about jobs. Because you are not on the international market, you don't know how many people sell that product on the world market. You are only estimating. And based on the report that they will give you, that's why you will accept. When ArcelorMittal bring us iron ore to the Western world, other part of the world, can the Liberian government actually say how much they are making? No. ArcelorMittal is going to come and make a report to you, and based on that report, that's how you will be charging your royalties. So at the end of the day, it's all about the worker safety, giving them incentive, better working condition, and make sure they meet their fair share of the bargain. Anything else, it's nothing. We have been shipping iron ore for almost a century now. Maybe you cannot see some of the advantages we can boast of, even though we claim that we have resources, we have iron ore. All the things you iron ore, you don't see in Liberia. Iron ore, all these skyscrapers you see in the Western world, all the highway, the steel that they make, they come from iron ore. But we cannot show factories in Liberia that will employ the Irishman. And that's where the problem is. No matter how many taxes you can impose on them, how much regulatory laws we can put in place, when the Irish president is not benefiting, then ArcelorMittal is walking away with more profit. And they will always find a way to make profit, because that's the number one objective of any business around the world: profit maximization. For you, the government, you got to find your way of making your profit. So if you cannot put the laws on the books, if you cannot follow up, then they will always find a way to nickel and dime you. That's just what happened in Liberia. And you can't blame them. Their business, they must make their profit. So that's
the thing. For me, I'm not blaming any of the concessions people, all of the company here and there. For me, that's the question. So, but Ali, follow-up question to you: that most of the companies here and there, they give all of the, if not, sometimes they always interacting with our leaders. Sometimes I can still recall, I think that was during the term of former President Sktv-Lib, either a second or maybe before a second tenure, that I think almost close to 100 pickups was given to, I think, to the government by them, or to the legislature by them. But again, these are things, and our people continue to suffer from bad roads, bridges, no electricity, but all of the resources are going. And every time you come, you hear about 50 years agreements. Even you who are alive, you are not benefiting, before I even talk about maybe the children that will come, or maybe the grandchildren that will come. What about Ali? What say you?
The problem here, Mayborn, sometimes I can't really understand. Just as Monk said, when you increase the taxes on the business, they too will increase their prices. And at the end of the day, the consumer, they will be the one that will suffer. And this thing, I see companies coming in, those people, they pay huge taxes to the government. And at the end of the day, all the taxes they pay to government, the citizens are not benefiting anything. Like one year talk about all those skyscrapers you see. They're taking iron ore from Liberia. But Liberia don't even say no what they do with the iron ore. That's why the last time when the president came out with that other executive order about unprocessed rubber, this and that, and what have you. If this is something they were serious about, these are some of the things. At least when you take rubber from Liberia, let Liberians know what you're doing with the rubber. You're opening some factories and things, employ Liberians, reduce the taxes on these people, so at least they can be able to build factories and things in the country. But all these things, we blame our leaders. You get representative, and a concession agreement that come before you sign it, they will have to get kickback, all of these things. And why the people already get your kickback, you sign those concession and things, they done with you. When at 25 years, they only there to carry on at 25 years. When at 10, 50 years, they care for your ID. There is nothing you can do. These are some of the things I say always, that President Wakai could be one of the best presidents, because most of those companies in the country today, they keep in the country doing here Madam Sedi administration. And he was then the vice president. He said he was an old car. So he need to review some of these concessions to put it in the interest of the country right now, the one that will benefit the people. But unfortunately, there is nothing like that happening. So we blame our leaders on most of these things that are happening in the country. When it comes to the hardship, companies are just coming, taking our resources, and the citizens benefit nothing. The taxes they pay, the government benefit from it. So this is an old age problem. We don't know when we are going to be redeemed from it. But
All
our
right, good.
officials are the...
Hey, maybe let me just come in what Ali just said, because Ali just butchered the statement that I made. You know, when you give businesses incentive, when you make it easy for them to do business, the one thing the government wants, because when more people work, it means more people pay taxes in the form of payroll tax to the government, and how government make their money, right? When it comes to royalty and all the concession agreement, yeah, the government will get royalties, but it's not compared to the average worker. That's why even in America, they want more people getting jobs, because the more you get job, the government taking money from you every week or every 2 weeks. They ain't waiting for some one-time contract over 40 years. No, they want for more people to be employed. So they focus their mind on manufacturing product, creating factories, and creating more jobs, because the more people that get employed, the more they paid into the government account regularly. You know, they get the saying that say, "Or slow nickel is better than your fast down." If I was to employ 5,000 Liberians in Liberia, right, every week or every 2 weeks or every month they will be paying into the LRA, into government cover. What do you think I want? I want more people working, because when more people work, then they can pay taxes, right? That's how government make most of their money. But in the case of making it very tough for you to do business, and our politicians, they are so criminal money. The same people that want to pass regulatory laws and tax law, they are the one who go and negotiate to be the same one providing logistical support to this same corporation. Now, tell me how these concessionaires are going to take you seriously. They can bribe you at any given point in time. Matter of fact, you want kickbacks. So when you want to engage in an illegal business, then you cannot be imposing on them in the form of taxes, in the form of regulation, how they should be schools, how they should be hospital, or the horses that Boma and Continuum Boma, not Boma, but Lamco or Abandon, how they should rehabilitate. No. When you want to do business, you got to be fair and sincere. When you want to be a criminal, then the person you are negotiating with, you cannot get a better deal off of them because they're already bribing you. So when I saw your name, I counted caucus going to a meter, I was like, yeah, it's the same old thing every day. The same people that benefiting from the system, you want to impose taxes and fees and regulation on people that are in the background bribing you. So you are not going to get better result. The most you can focus on job creation and make sure that most Liberians can get job, and that way they can pay into the state cover or the government cover. That's how you want to do business.
Indeed. So let's move back to Brother Ali. I think, I don't know, Ali for Kema, or you work, or you once upon a time work in Ever Kema, which one? Let me ask you first.
I'm not for Cape Man, but through all my stay in Liberia, I worked there for all my life. Yes.
Wonderful. So yes, so I'm getting this report from Grand Mount, especially coming from the these medical people. They have, I know, the HO or working on all exception on things, especially they are called a health issue there. So the Grand Mount health team has done an assessment rather on health facilities in the county. The report documents a terrible outlook that demands urgent attention, to where millions of dollars coming from every day or every month. So this is just a summary. So one, Mark, listen though, 72% of health facilities in the county need different level of renovation, including roofing, structuring, sanitation, incomplete buildings, or abandoned ones. That one. Two, 87%, they give me percentage, I want to take a note. 87% of health facilities are understaffed, including lack of midwives, lack technicians, etc., as several facilities rely on volunteers. Three, many clinics lack basic supplies, including delivery beds, BP machines, lab kits, etc. 4, 17 out of 35 facilities lack either running water or have broken pumps. 10 facilities lack electricity or have none at all. So, Mark, rich people, the people there in Grand Mount, they have all of their resources that every day that people are taking, but they lack all of these things. And if you do the percentage rate, 1 is 72%, 2 is 87%, 3, you're talking about many lack of this, and 4 talk about out of 35 facilities lack either running water or all of these things are not only unique to Grand Mount. All of these things are
a national crisis.
Good. So what's the feel, Mark?
Well, I don't know. If 87% of your health facility are understaffed, the lack of midwives and lab technicians, then I don't know how they got the title of a healthcare facility. You're talking about 87%. There is not 10%. So it means technically they are non-existent. That's just what it is. If you don't even have running water or even electricity, then how can you get the title or the label of a healthcare facility? It means you are jeopardizing people's life. It means people are living just by the grace of God and they're taking it one day at a time. That's why the moment you get any kind of a health crisis or any kind of a unexpected health event, the chances of you dying is much higher. Because look at these, I guess, statistical evidences from one county. I'm not even talking about other county. Talk about remote counties now, like far southeastern, whether it's Sano, River Says, Maryland, and the whole southeastern, is almost like because of the road condition, they are almost disconnected from the entire country. So it might even be worse over there because Cape Man, in as much as it's remote. It's not too remote from the capital city as opposed to other counties. So when you're talking about 87% lack of running water, bad, and 37 out of 35 facilities lack running water and broken pumps. Can you imagine? 10 out of them lack electricity or have none at all. My brother, I don't know how I can explain it, but this is nothing new. We've been saying it on the show for the longest, and our people just don't seem to get it. It like the sad thing about Liberian politics and how we live in that country is like people, the vast majority of people have literally accepted that the way how they live in a high life is for everyone. I think they have accepted it. So no matter how we preach, no matter how we talk, or how often we throw light on these challenges in the country from healthcare to education to workers' incentive, they don't get it. Few people will get it, but the problem is the vast majority of people, I think they could care less, and that's why the government is not in a position to.
But more quickly before Brother Ali come in because of time, I think sometimes our people think that okay, some monk is now performing to what we expect monk. That changed monk, and I think the majority of the people from that end, it was just because the same way the previous government was behaving, and, dangling or maybe playing low on all of their maybe plight and so forth. So they decided to go the rescue way. They just, I think, but I stated that President Joseph Yima Bwaga has been one of the best presidents to put, all of these things in place, even before leaving power. But Mark, quickly before Brother Ali come on, what say you internet second maybe with the issue of the people saying, okay, Mark, we used to their life, no problem, but since it is election time, we will change that person and bring in another person.
Well, for me, I always say it, right? They can make the case and be like, oh, we've been trying people. My only theory in Liberian politics is just because you are changing someone, it's not guaranteed you're going to get a result. Our people don't ask, okay, you cannot get change for the sake of changing. You got to know the quality of the candidate you are replacing, right? Okay, let's assume in Nima County, just for example's sake, let's assume Jeremiah Kun was the senator, right? And you say you want to replace him and you bring Koga. Yeah, that was a change. But was that a change for the better? You cannot make the argument. So it's not only about changing people, you got to look at, and you guys get talking about it, that people will do things in party, in tribal sentiment or county solidarity, and just because people are giving jobs, they don't even qualify. Anyway, the article you shared yesterday about the Chief Justice or son, these things. So it's not only about changing people, but you got to know the quality of the people that you are changing because you want better results. So you cannot keep making decisions the same way you keep making decisions just for the sake of changing and be there. Oh, we tried it, all of me. Okay, look at what you did with Nukwe and McGill, people that were unsanctioned, right? And you came and you elected them to make them senator. Will you consider that a change because you changed the candidate? No. So the people themselves, they are not serious. They're not ready for business. When you are ready for business, you will take a paper, you will think, you will analyze, you will look at that history, the probability of giving you a better result before you can even think about making a change when it comes to your elected official. But just because you swap places does not mean you are going to get better results. You're not going to get the change that you want. So that's where the problem is.
More always say because you swap. I like that more because we always swap.
You are not swapping. You're not looking for change. You're just swapping.
But I'll quickly in passing 1 minute before we go for the news. When we'll come back, I think we'll delve more into the health issues. But what say you?
Yeah, me born of that's just it. The monk just said it. That example he gave with Jeremiah Kun and that of Koga. Chinching is not all to it, but you should know the quality of person that you chinching, who you bring in there. And this is the problem with Grand Cape County. When the people, they say, oh yeah, Vani Sherman misled them, they went, they chinching, they brought another person, the person was worse. Today they put, I said, Daba Vapla there, she's even worse than Vani Sherman and the other people. You see, my brother are working Kinjo alone. The resources are over there, what those people are taking from Kinjo. The people of Grand Cape Makati are supposed to lack anything. And nobody from Kinjo, when they see their living condition, most especially, both people are working on the plain site and of the mine. They see what is living from Grand Cape Makati. For those people to be living in destitute and poverty, this kind of suffering, they don't deserve it. But get what Monk said, when you swapping, you should know who you're swapping with. They continue swapping with wrong people. You see, These are some of the things we should know, the quality of people we bring you. What have you done for yourself? But you start bringing people know government job that lucrative position. If you listen to Honorable Yeke Koluba, when he went to Kinjo, when he entered Camp David, when you see the clinic that there, those experts running water, everything like that, even the medicine they get in Camp David for the expatriate, they can sell the clinic that they get for the people. But when they bring medicine there today, after 6-7 months, before they bring medicine to the clinic for the people, where everybody going to get treatment. So at the end of the day, when you go there, they give you your prescription, you go, you buy it, you come, they treat you. My wife, she was working there, she's a nurse. She was assigned to the clinic. These are some of the things, the people who they after themselves. Greg Makate is supposed to be like that. See the percentages you are calling. You see, and not even 10% you're talking about. So meaning the country, they are doomed for failure with all the resources that are coming from there. This is so sad for the people of Grand Cape County. Again, 2020 now we come again and we say, oh yeah, we chinching. The same thing more talking. You get chinching, but you not know the quality of person that you bring in. So they get a long way to go. I feel for them. My wife, sorry that your country was not ready.
I know, right?
Because she just question your eye on me.
Yeah, I think we're taking a break. The news bulletin teams here. All right, guys.
Was jail. We were three that they alleged and planned the riot in the yard. So while in jail, before going to jail, I had to place another call again that I was being jailed with an order coming from Central according to what we are gathering. So my lawyer said, okay, don't panic. We went to jail, and my lawyer came by the close of the evening and signed for me, and not just me, but the rest of the guys, Tia and the other guy. So we were released to my lawyer, and the next Monday, we were forwarded to court with the charges of rioting, criminal conspiracy, simple assault, criminal mischief, and theft of property. I was being charged with theft of property to my own property that I'm a title administrator of, because it's an inherited property from my mom.
Representative
So we went to the
Martin
court.
Poole has criticized the current leadership of the House of Representatives, describing them as individuals who lack direction, credibility, and integrity. Speaking Thursday on the True Breakfast show, Representative Marvin Poole termed members of the 55th legislature as the worst legislators ever in Liberia's history. Representative Poole accused the House's leadership of suppressing strong and independent voices in an attempt to silence dissenting opinions. The Bone County District 3 representative claimed he and several colleagues were illegally suspended, resulting in the loss of over US 11,000 worth of coupons and benefits. He believes the action was taken outside of the Constitution, adding that the actors disrespected lawmakers' rights. The CMC Vice Chair for Operations, however, pointed to budgetary malpractices, citing a US $50,000 that was allocated in the 2020 national budget, which, according to him, was eaten by thieves. In another development, Representative Cole, who is a staunch admirer of Finance Minister Augustine Kwehe-Gafwan, has expressed deep disappointment in his leadership, citing gross disregard for budget appropriation, laws, and accountability in public financial management. A group of unknown men early Thursday morning broke into the back of the famous World Trade Center building in central Monrovia, making away with several value items. The building has remained locked under the Bagaku administration since August of this year after the Liberia National Police ordered its closure over allegations of forgery and power theft. Members of the center blamed the latest attack and looting of their properties and government's action to keep the facility shut. According to them, since the closure, they have engaged relevant authorities to have the center reopened, but to no avail. After decades without safe drinking water, residents of Sino, Benjide, and Maryland counties are finally set to benefit from new water projects in the region. The announcement was made in Monrovia by the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation Managing Director Moali. Director Ali revealed that the project will include major construction and rehabilitation works in the counties as part of President Joseph Boakar's commitment to improving access to clean water nationwide. Speaking at the Center for the Exchange of Intellectual Opinions in Central Monrovia, the LWSC Managing Director disclosed that Sino and Maryland counties will receive their first ever modern water supply facilities, while the existing system in Grenjide will be expanded. The Liberia Media for Democratic Initiatives has declared the conduct of the Legend latest edition one of two of its newest media and community outreach blended people-to-people platforms. A release from the LMDR stated that the newest version, which is expected to be held on Friday, September 26, 2025, will feature one of the world's foremost voices of education, ranks Kathleen Nunn and veteran educator Mary Lorraine Brown. The conduct of the legend, according to the release, will be the fifth and latest section, an edition of the newly designed and organized platform meant to create a space for people who make impact on Liberia, Africa, and the world to tell their stories. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Councillor Doe Igwe, has been officially appointed to represent the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in the Republic of Togo. Councillor Gray's appointment is the result of a successful application submitted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Liberia, which actively promotes Liberia's representation at international organizations under the leadership of Minister Sarah Beslu Yanti of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Following a competitive vetting process, Councillor Gray was selected from among three nominees submitted to ECOWAS by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The President's Young Professionals Program has announced the opening of applications for its 14th core. The program, established in 2009 by former President Eli Johnson Sirleaf, is geared towards providing a pathway for Liberia's brightest young minds to enter public service and contribute to national development. Speaking in an interview with reporters Thursday in Congo Town, Veshemon Kamaran, Secretary General of the program's Class 13, stressed that the application process, which began on August 20th, runs until October 31, 2025. He highlighted the merit-based nature of the initiative, noting that it is a platform that gives young people the space to contribute to their nation's development through the civil service. Kamara therefore urged young people to seize the opportunity, stressing that education, skills development, and capacity building remain vital for Liberia's future. Two visually impaired brothers, Johnson Sewe and Matthew Joka, are calling on the Liberian government, humanitarian, and religious leaders for support. Johnson Sewe of Lockingtown, Busher Island, is seeking a power generator, sound instrument, and financial assistance to spread the gospel and empower disabled citizens. Johnson Sawe highlighted the difficulties faced by visually impaired individuals, particularly those who rely on begging on the street. He emphasized the need for support to enable them to contribute to society. He also expressed concerns about his children and others who accompanied visually impaired individuals to beg, stressing the need for full school tuition and better care. Meanwhile, Matthew Joka, Siawe's brother, shared his own struggles as a visually impaired citizen in Liberia. He sought assistance from philanthropist organizations and the government of Liberia to improve their livelihood. The Coalition for Democratic Change has strongly condemned a recent fire incident at the residence of former President George Weah, on September 23, 2024, that's 25 late hours, describing it as a premeditated attack on his life. The party believes this incident was intended to undermine Wian's safety and destabilize the nation's peace. CDC, one of Liberia's major political parties, cited previous incidents of violence and intimidation, including an alleged attack on CDC partisans and supporters at the Rabos International Airport during Wian's return to Liberia, stressing that armed police officers were stationed at the airport during his recent entry, resulting in an alleged brutal treatment of several CDC supporters. According to a press statement from the party, CDC accused the ruling Unity Party of spreading disinformation and misinformation, including circulating a fake AI-generated image purporting to show we as their own. The party views this as a calculated attempt to mislead the public and tarnish the former president's image. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Information has dismissed as sweeping the Congress for Democratic Change claims that a recent fire outbreak at the residence of former President George Weah was an assassination attempt allegedly linked to government actors. Deputy Information Minister for Press and Public Affairs Daniel Sanu, addressing reporters Thursday, stated that government could not respond directly to such an allegation, but stressed that the Liberia National Fire Service had responded promptly to the former president's distress call. According to him, the decision to prevent fire investigators from re-entering the premises has fueled public suspicion. The deputy minister further argued that preventing LNFS from carrying out its duties could lead the public to believe the incident was staged. Minister Sanu emphasized that the former president's action could make others believe the incident was made up to create an impression that he is being haunted. Sanu praised the firefighters for their response and reiterated government's commitment to accountability. The Millennium Challenge Corporation delegation is exploring key growth sectors in Liberia ahead of a possible second compact. The head of the delegation, Karim Munahan, said their mission is to engage with relevant authorities to as MCC's board of directors prepares to consider Liberia in December for selection into a second compact. Speaking Thursday during a meeting with officials at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Madam Monahan expressed gratitude for the warm welcome accorded the team since their arrival in the country. She noted that the delegation is also in Liberia to discuss the banding constraint to economic growth the nation currently faces. Criminal Court Aid has denied former Speaker Funati Kofa and 14 others' request to suppress government lawyers' pieces of evidence which implicated them to the burning of the Capitol building on December 18, 2024. Judge Roosevelt Willis' Wednesday decision was based on several reasons, specifically the alleged claims of torture and sodomy by the defendants accusing state security. The medical report from AMR Expeditionary Hospital, according to our judicial correspondent, indicated that all of the defendants denied any form of torture and being sodomized, as they earlier claimed. Meetings after George Willis' decision, Solicitor General Councillor Augustine Fire told our judicial correspondent that they have nothing to hide in these proceedings, but former Speaker Funati Kofa refuted prosecution evidence, thus referring to it as a mere recording in a bunch of call log. Now, out of Liberia, the French Navy has seized nearly 10 tons of cocaine worth US $610 million, equivalent to 540 million euros, off the coast of West Africa, French authorities have said. Two French Navy vessels operating as part of operations Caribbean intercepted the enormous cocaine hoard from an unflagged fishing vessel on Monday, acting on a tip-off from Maritime Intelligence, Anti-Drug Authorities, and the British National Crime Agency. To end this news, a recap of the headlines. Bond County District 3 Representative Marvin Cole criticizes the 55th legislature, describing lawmakers as individuals who lack direction, credibility, and integrity. Burglary hits World Trade Center amid recent closure of the famous center by the Bwaka government. Residents of Sino, Grangida, and Maryland counties to benefit safe drinking water from the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation following decades. And away from home, the French Navy has seized nearly 10 tons of cocaine worth US 610 million, equivalent to 540 million euros off the coast of West Africa, French authorities have said. RCR News Bulletin, Emmanuel Sensi, good evening.
Is yet to appear in court the country after accusing man person, the person of Tia Kesedi and the other guy, because I never knew them. I've got to know from this entire scenario. Okay, one Augusta fire. Okay. Ever since then, Ben is yet to making any appearance on the matter. It is still pending. And I also want to use this occasion to inform the media that Ben criminally told his congregation that I sold my property to him, property that was freely given to him for church operation, for which I dragged him to the court. Son of the Ministerial Court, I had 2 charges on him, I pressed 2 charges. One was to recover Jatel, that is physical document that I left with him for safekeeping, and that case was closed. The court mediated him, and I got all of my documents that I left with him. The next one was a summon to recover real estate. Ever since then, he has been, doing what he could do criminally until he finally escaped the country with his involvement of the fake tribal skin that affected the Kesali. So basically, I want to say to the public, the allegation of accusing me for theft of property was a cover-up because he had made his congregation believe that I have nothing to do with that property. I sold it to him. And for the fact that people so much believe in so-called pastors and see everything they say are from God.
Yes, so we're back, Mark, and Brother Ali, we're back after the news break. I guess you guys were following. If so, I don't know what
Yep.
happened. Yeah, no, maybe that.
Oh, the only thing I follow was my old man Dewey Gray. Of congratulations on her preferment. She been over there for the longest. I can remember 99, 2000. She was one of those that instrumental my expedite passport at the time. At the time, she was senior deputy chief of protocol, no morning captain during the chartered administration.
Wow.
And the high lady. Maybe when that country been dysfunctional for a long time. You know, the passport director need to sign your passport, and the lady that was there at the time, when she come to work on the money, you won't see her maybe on the after 2 weeks. I had my interview at that embassy, bro. Can you imagine coming from Corway?
That man bro, let me be frank. That's that when you us talking about you remove people who quote are making little effort, or maybe who are making little light, or maybe who are putting light to places. You remove them and bring in darkness. These are some of the things that we. Yeah.
Imagine having your interview and you're in your own country to get your passport is a war because someone didn't come to work today, the other person can sign today. And I can remember D at the time she was pushing for me to get that passport because my interview day was coming up much quicker. And my brother, before I could, thank God it didn't even work out. I had to come on a whole separate program because before I could get the passport, I think it was already the time how it elapsed. I can remember I ended up running to the late Ada Lauren. At the time he was at the Cali at Dallas as well. He tried to help the situation. It didn't work. I said, you know what? When God time, they say God time is the best time. When it's time for me to travel, I'll travel. And hopefully I was still able to make my way to the US. Even though it took a couple of years later, but at least I was still able to make the trip. But thank God. So congratulations.
And these are things, yeah, Mom, let me join you also to say, yeah, thank you. And in fact, congratulations to her. But these are things that most of our brothers and sisters, our mothers, our fathers, even that even got most of them today, their lives just go backward, like in fact, nothing has maybe ever happened to them. It's because of the kind of more terrible system that we have, that people will continue to play on you, even if you go for little passport. It will take you weeks, months before you even get it. But I thank God that at least that Madam Brown was able to fight high, that at least today, even if it will take a week or two, at least is more than before.
Let me tell you a fun story, Mabel. You know, at the time, the foreign minister, they never had elevator, right? And D. Gregory used to work on the 6th floor. And your old man, when she go upstairs, she won't come downstairs. And the passport session in the basement, all the way on the down floor. So even though she up there, that the top people in the foreign ministry, and she want the passport to get done, but to go downstairs to be following behind, running behind someone just because they need to sign the passport for a woman who doesn't even come to work every day, it was a hectic task. Trust me, because why would a woman come from work, go upstairs, 6th floor, climb all those stairs, only to be coming 3-4 times now they can check on some lady that won't even come to work? I mean, come
And
on,
this is still happening, Monk. Because if you see people are posting back to back on the social media, acting as media people, that they are so busy and posting back to back, there have been nothing to do. Because you have one minister, for example, where you have more than 5 assistant ministers for this, deputy. Oh yeah, look.
And yeah, the funny part about everyone, let me break another news to you. The lady at the time that was heading the passport session, they said that the paper under late starting, right?
Okay.
So she felt entitled. Like when you go to the minimum, I mean, what's going on? Oh, my man, that woman, you know, the president letting you. I mean, when she chooses to come to work, when she feel like coming to work, can you imagine this lady is supposed to sign in your passport before your passport can become a legitimate passport, because she's the passport director. And coming to work is very, very tough. Can you imagine at the time we didn't have mobile phone and thing, you know, before your parents, they will call maybe to French cable or some government official office, you will go there, wait for the call. Like our in call where they will come and tell me like a day in advance, maybe your auntie or your grandma, somebody want to talk to you, and the next day you go and sit over there. And the woman who you are going to, you even show that she will be at work. You going there for weeks. She's not even showing up for work. But man, that ain't there. I'm talking 25 years ago. So
and, and that's the breakdown of our system. And the same thing still continuing today. They remove Madam Emma Glasgow. I mean, I know I haven't either other work before, but I just like her work. Let me be frank. There are people who don't need to be connected personally to know them or to get personal benefit. This country is not just about personal benefit and what you can get direct from someone. No, it's just about the society. It's about the benefit of the country. Why would you want to hold people passport? You are bluffing people. It's not you serving your people. You want me? Oh man, why don't? But I didn't want to say you. What
that Liberia there for us, my man. We get a long way to go. You see, just while we're talking at the same thing there. When you first of all, if you in power, you know, Monk is working tirelessly and Monk is doing a wonderful job. Why I say that when I leave my Sunday camp, I know that Monk was really working, that carry the country forward, and then I take him from there and post Steve there, and I know I just put in Steve there because he from my party. I need to get his job, and he's not qualified. He can't do what Monk was doing. Where are we going as a nation? So if we these are some of the things we have to change from. Let's give people job based on qualification and merit, not because of political party affiliation and friendship, not because I'm for this other party and I won the election, so I need to get him out. And I get nobody to cover that space. Then I tell Buffon, I put him there. These are all of the things that carry the country backward. But I don't care how we talk it, we not change from it. They say political reward is not in heaven. So that's it.
Well, so that's it. Before we continue, Monk, I think I found something to you while we were on, going for the news break. The legal counsel, Counsel Tiawan Gonglo, also posted something on his Facebook or page that a conflict of interest, a betrayal of public interest. I think he saw that commentary. That's how he termed it. Commentary by Counsel Tiawan Gonglo or Zay Gonglo. When personal interest colludes with national duty, Monk, I think I send that to you. One personal interest. And exactly what we are seeing in the society of ours. We don't care about what other person can deliver, what are the hospital there in or Grand came out. We get people there to even be there. Mr. Benedict the free time, the CMC went somewhere around the Bapolu end and so on, just to have a little break, groundbreaking ceremony for bridge that would benefit thousands of Liberians. But just because of people's personal interest, they said, no, we don't want to see that. But Mom, what say you with a commentary? Because it's almost the same thing that we just, in fact, been saying here, or we stated here before the news break, that personal interest has overshadowed national interest. Today's weekend, you will see most of them, me say today, tomorrow, what a weekend made a job on me today. But go ahead, Monk.
Maybe somebody promised you something for the weekend.
Seriously, but go ahead, but Ali, what say you? Well, maybe mom is a little bit basic, but what say you with the commentary? I'll send it to your, maybe I'll send it to your WhatsApp.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, mom, go ahead. Let me forward to but Ali quickly.
I don't know. It gets a short little piece he wrote. I don't know what he's referring to or which story prompted his response, but I guess seeing it from you, yeah, he says something. He said, when public interest collides with national duty, the inevitable result of government failure, the phenomenon of conflict of interest is not merely an administrative oversight. It constitutes a profound betrayal of the public trust. The Netsia Brunner Commission report, which was commissioned by President Turbo in the wake of the 1979 Rest Riot, has truly identified conflict of interest as a principal factor undermining public trust in governmental institutions. The erosion of trust was instrumental in the military coup that seized control of Liberia 1980, using pervasive corruption as a pretext. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't think we'll have the time, but we'll soon be going to the line. So
yes,
yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Wonderful commentary, indeed. But I forward to you on your WhatsApp, or go ahead. What say you? Maybe before we go to the grandkid might have issues and other things, then we'll go to the line quickly.
No, I'm following the show. I just got to my appointment, maybe.
All right, good. Thank you. Yeah, so Monk, actually you are correct, but let's move back more to our health sector. Monk, this is not only unique that we were saying to only grand came out. And people, other counties, like quite recently, we understand that most of the counties, especially in the southeast, they are using torchlights, or they've been using torchlights, and up to date, we haven't gotten any reports for the government as to whether maybe changes have been made. But more, these are normal things in our society where volunteers, even in the LDEA, sometimes even in the National Police, sometimes we used to talk about the police A and this and that. Sometimes they will come in and say, no, it's not true. But if you go back, or in fact, if you do follow up, you will always see people sometimes who are, parading or maybe acting like, in fact, that they are police officers. But more, my concern have to do with the issue of people working at health center and they are volunteering more, sacrificing, and not some of them 4 years, 5 years, volunteering their time, energy, and everything into what they are doing. But the government is there now, not even adding at least little flavor to their little effort and maybe that they are giving. So to have a health center where there's no light, even the structure, the roofing or the zinc leaking, no sanitation, Monk, what this thing speak out?
Let's do this tomorrow. I just got an emergency call. I said pick up something from someone, and they just called me. That's why my phone was ringing in the background. I think we'll just transition to the caller. Then hopefully tomorrow we just expand on it and the whole thing from Tewan Gonglo and see how we can wrap it up tomorrow. But I think I will be leaving the show right now.
No problem. Thank you. So right. Yeah.
You were saying something about Grand Cape County that had to do with there are clinics where there are no hospital beds in those clinics. And I think last week we discussed the same thing on one of the platforms. I was there, I think Kings FM, something like that. And when you see a baby mama, people that went to give birth, young baby man to JFK hospital, you see 2 baby mama lying on one hospital bed. On one bed, they give birth, you see 2 of them lying down on one bed. So these are some of the things we were discussing. If you can see this happening right in the capital, Mosorado County, one of the biggest referral hospital, JFK, 2 baby man lying down on one bed. Why you think will happen to the rural part of the country? So that's just some of the things we're discussing. Now, pretty soon, the last time you talked about the same thing, and we saw people going to give birth. Woman, when you go give birth, you are between life and death. People going to give birth, you see nurses using torchlight. What do you expect? Because the same thing will happen. Sometimes there'll be big hospital, there will be no electricity and things. So if you see in the capital 2 baby man lying down on one bed, so you should expect to see the worst happening to the rural part of the country. And these are some of the things we always say. We always blame our government officials. Let Jeremiah Kun there, he's not in the country. Tomorrow it will be another representative, it will be another senator, another minister, director. When they sick, they fly, they leave the country, they go abroad for treatment. They care less about the health sector in the country. And this is one of the things I don't really know, but it is heartbreaking when you carry your child today to hospital, you carry your brother, your mother, your father, they will go give you prescription. You will have to be calling all around begging people for money. You see, this is not good. And the money is there. Only few people answer Jeremiah Kun say they are 105 like enjoying all the country resources.
Oh, yes.
You see,
he said that.
Out of 5 million people, only 105 enjoying the entire country resources. What is that? You see,
so let me ask you this question. Brother Ali, quickly. Because most of these data, especially those ones that are on government payroll back to back, and every month they have been paid. But Ali, I thought people should be paid based on the work that they do, right?
Yes.
So if we have people who have been paid and pay thousands of dollars, some of them, let's be frank, our government pays some of our data, even I think in 1,000 plus or maybe 2,000. That's good. That's not a power. But Ali, my point here is, are some of these facilities, or maybe those who control these facilities, are they very forced to say, okay, we have to work today, or should they protest in demand of a good facility that they will work on, or a good atmosphere that they will work on, or they are just bearing things just because people want to survive, people want to get a salary, people want to have their life going on. So even if the system is breaking down, I know I'm there, I'm getting my pay, I don't care.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody only care for themselves. They don't care for others. Like doctors in that country doing Manasedi and President Bwaka 12 years administration, but they were making the $700 and they were not even paid by the Liberian government. At that time they were paid by United Nations. All the time Manasedi they were over there, doctors, nurses were paid by United Nations. It was George Weah that even came and stepped up doctor's salary to 2,000 United States dollar. And then you make it $2,000, you get people in the hospital doing volunteer work for 4-5 years. Even you make it $2,000, I think it is something we say, no, we can't get these people here doing volunteer work. You need to put them on payroll. You get other people, you make it $2,000 as a doctor, you get other people that making $150, $200. And you people, and these people, they even work more than them. What will you do if you really get that kind of heart for human? All of you can join together. But what have protests done in the first place since our country? You protest, you just wasting your time. Government don't care for you. Like Madam said, anytime they used to call out nonsense majority. So you protest, they will just say, oh yeah, because they ain't there now while they protesting, when they can, they will do the same thing. So no matter how you protest, they will not do anything. And this is why corruption is everywhere. Today, you carry 40 feet continuous medication, you put it in the hospital. Next week, no medicine. Because those that are on volunteer work, they will steal it. They carry it to the various drugstore, and now how they surviving. You get LDEA officers, they are on volunteer work. You get people in the police, they are police aid. What do you expect? These are some of the things that make our country the way in which the police conduct themselves. You see today, the holy people, they doing tests that LDEA officials are taking drugs, and you see drugs keep coming to the country. All of these things, you Melbourne, you can't get me as a volunteer to fight drugs 4-5 years. I get my wife and children to take care of. I see somebody, I'm talking for myself as a person, that somebody.
But you been fighting drugs. Let me just add up to you.
100,000 work of drugs. You say, Masari, let me give you something now, 15,000, 20,000. I'm a volunteer. My brother, when they catch you now, like, hey, they give me 15,000, 20,000.
That's the fact. Now, most of the people, and brother Ali, that's the fact. You are quite correct. Because even in the fight against the drugs that today, that all of the LD officers today ask as to whether they even have the justice. Nothing. So you want the man to go out there with his bare hand to fight drugs. No vehicle to even take the man to where the drug is. The man will chat about, oh yeah, no. No. So that's why when we come here, we don't want you to think about politics. Let's talk about reality, the speeches of politicians, and that of reality.
But you saw what happened today, Greg Makante Tierney, one of the Kalando truck that were arrested, I say, well, how many or 40 or waiting we Tramadol and the waiting.
And that's my first time ever to even hear the kind of thing that drugs even in a tanker. Can you imagine how far now we are gone?
Yes. These are some of the things, because what this government, they are not ready, they don't have time to fight drugs. All of these things that get flamboyant, say that get big talk. Joseph Baka is not going to do anything in the fight of drugs. And this is why I always say the opposition, the government get the resources, they add a solution to the problem to fight drugs, but it doesn't care. So as an opposition, don't sit there, you say, because the government not doing it, try your best. If you want to win election, what you are going to do to fight drugs, the policy you have in place, you can still use it as an opposition leader to help. Even if you save about 10 to 15% from the street, you have done something. But this government, they have no policy put in place. They don't have no mindset of fighting drugs. So it's just a waste of time. So opposition, they have to get out too. You can't just sit there and see Liberians dying. And when they say 2028, 2029, then you're coming to run campaign. That's a nonsense.
But that's a recycle politics and kind of thing we do. That's why when I come here, I talk about, for me, I don't even know who they want to vote for. It is their right. But I don't care who they vote for. Because the thing about it is that, Brother Ali, who are you going to bring out there? Is that the same Liberian? But if the system is unique, look, let the system fight people. Don't fight anybody. If you put the system in place, that, for example, those people who are selling in red light, and you tell them that we have the Omega market there or for you to go there and sell, and you have a strong, robust security network that even no car should even park at that red line. All of the vehicles should go straight. If you park, there are punishments. You have the security forces increase. You increase the security. You increase the security pay. All of the courts. You have these things up to date. Where even when you go to a police station, you will see that the depot is up to tax. Where people will be having, in fact, where there will be electricity, internet, even the police officer have computers. Look, then you are getting somewhere. But you make things look like we are still into wartime, where police officers will be beating on people in the name of arresting. No, that's human rights violation. It's very easy for you to arrest someone.
This is why
tell them that yes.
Even the issue of drugs, even the issue of drug this time to discuss about Liberia now, it just make me to feel that kind of way. But we just talking because they could be our brothers, they could be our children tomorrow. We have the scene, we have to empathize with them. But in as much we have a government that do everything selectively, not holistically, that's not going to be anything. Today we get people behind bars for drugs. But today, people that are in close proximity with the first family, they were arrested with drugs. Where are they today? Do you think the government is serious to fight drugs? Everything is being done selectively. And that's not a good thing.
Look at the system that you have to have contact. You have to have contact before you benefit from the system.
When they arrest somebody, child, when you get no connection with the Unity Party or the First Family, they lock you up. When you get connection with the First Family or the Unity Party, they allow you to leave the country. Then you say you came to fight drugs. You say it's a national emergency. You should be able to set precedent. Then people will say, oh, they papi really serious. People that are close to each other and close to you, you see today they behind bar. That alone will scare people. But if you can arrest people that are close to you and you let them to go, then other people, they will still be taking the chances of bringing drugs to the country. Even to the way they will arrest a lot of people today, and other people still coming with their own. They will still be doing it until they can catch you. Because it just looks that the government is just making mockery out of the situation.
But I think with the issue of drugs, for me, I don't know, but I don't know how the government going to end this. But I know that this is a huge tax, and we are we are observing. But look, the system is messed up. Let me be frank. And you have to have contact. If something happened to you, even the police officer who's supposed to be the first group of people that's supposed to even tell you about your right, explain some things to you, or even tell you something. Some of them they don't even understand even the policing. Some of them they don't even understand the policing because all they know now they without think about policing or anything is just about OPS. Everything is just about OPS. So as long as they own OPS, they find you in a way, they will take you out and go on the OPS. Can you imagine? You are interacting with your citizens, people who are not on front line. You are not fighting war with them. Two of you are not into any kind of a battle zone or battle. How to call it? Why not go to the line to interact with our caller? Let me see.
Now what Mr. Cummings is doing?
Yes.
Mr. Cummings has.
Yeah. So let me take check. Yeah. Quickly, but let me take check. Yeah, check. Good evening. All right, keep the calls coming. But I'll either go to the line to interact with a few callers. Yeah, then we just close and go home for the day. But actually, it is indeed frustrating. Keep the calls coming 0770 203125. That's the number to call. Let me be frank, no matter what kind of political party that you support, even they will jail you, your political party will not be free. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor. How are you today?
I'm okay, man. Dear brother, thank God for life.
My name is Mahmoud Safu. I'm calling from Broadview. Yeah, I just want to call and talk on two things. One, it has to do with the issue of what you call system not working. And, yeah, I think really you mentioned a scenario, and that scenario is so unique that it needs to be a typical example. You talk about maybe in red light when you say, oh, they go to Omega Town. But I can tell you, system does not work outside of those who are there, no matter how you work. For example, you say nobody should take telling. The man who is supposed to be enforcing the law or who making the law, yeah, that's the first violator.
Okay.
That is it. How will the system work?
Okay.
If everybody happens to be falling in line and they are the people who want to get out of the country to go, they are the most obedient of the law in other countries. That is one. Two, there is something I don't really see. I didn't hear anything much about it, but which is very critical. And it just been kept swept under the carpet. That has to do with the fire incident at former President Weah's place. I'm really trying to figure out, there are a couple of information I'm getting. One has to do with from Jangako that the fire started from within his bedroom. The question is, was he in the bedroom? 1, 2. Is it really true that they are stopping the fire service or people to entering there to verify what really went wrong? I mean, if that is true, then that means it raises more eyebrow, and there's a need for which you're elevated and see what really went wrong. If it is something that is
you all have politics. The problem with you people in the country, you all have politics more than reality. So for me, I don't want to even put myself into all of your politics thing. They will come. Hello, today's caller. Good evening. Yes, go ahead.
How you doing?
I'm okay, my dear brother.
Let me say what's up to your father in the United States. My name is LP from Chicken Soup Factory. You know, neighbor, what you just said just now, it touched me. You know, especially for our hospital, neighbor. You know, the president went there with the neighbor, who take care of almost 40%. Neighbor, just calculate that money. I had to get in today, our president wanted to go to Jerusalem. What did we get for over there, neighbor? Just putting taxpayer money, what our putting at their property. You know what I think at the money stage, then you get people who want to lower you off flag there, neighbor? What kind of country we found ourselves in? Have we made mistakes by coming to this country? Or what better would take the goal? What is the neighbor? People to go? If there anything else we can do now, go to move on, neighbor. How will you pick in a country you get iron all day, you not get one party? You get fire so they come up with a 10 years without them one fire so that you stand in this country. Neighbor, they are not move the country power. Until we can change our mind and attitude, that's the only way we'll grow, neighbor. After I tell you, before dropping the land, I tell you, neighbor, right after putting to the land, neighbor, I will not be making people rich. They are the Indian property.
No, you continue. Thank you, my
You
dear.
know that. Is there anything that could
No, thank you, my dear brother. Oh, today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and good evening to your fellow panelists in the US.
Yes, go ahead, my brother.
This is the voice of Indian time, and I join you from Sophia the Shufu. Neighbor, I heard you talking about Emma Mitchell Glasgow, one of the greatest of our nation Nigeria. But neighbor, you know why it went away with Emma Glasgow?
No.
Because this is a government that don't believe in professionalism. This government have taken all of the professionals from that area and in their place, they are placed there by exam. Now we got by exam judges, we got by exam police directors, and we got by exam all over the place. Therefore, come tell me, if it was not because of by exam issue, you won't get a judge who or doctor who is out of this country is somebody who came on different era. We say that for neutral for him to do our thing. They may have gone to all the professional job, get a farming, you look at it, because of partisan camp, you went and said differently. That the partisanship will never develop this country. We are all developed, we are all rated because partisanship is the order of the day. No
Like
more
that.
justice system, no more education system, no more health sector. Everything is partisan. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. We got to call Sheikh to hear from Sheikh that in Nima. Well, good evening to this caller.
Yes, thank you, Mabel. Good evening to you, and good evening to Ali. This is Hussein. Hussein Care, I call from Jacob District.
The son of Grand Cayman County.
Yes, so this is why I was key to listening to you guys when the information that is coming from my beloved. There is an acronym of our company referred to as the land of endless opportunity. And sometimes I feel ashamed when I go around my friends from Nima.
I don't know.
But in our country, I can say this on the record, our country has not been blessed with lawmakers, more especially the one that will stand in the interest of the people. Take, for example, Senator is the chairperson on concession at the House of Senate. And he hears from Cape Mountain. Then you have B Mountain in our country that is picking a lot of holes in the different areas in our country. In fact, the people have been taken from their forefather land. B Mountain is taking over the entire country. They will just get the people penal change and just take them from that land and take over. They're benefiting absolutely nothing. Then we have our senators and our representatives. They're doing nothing. They don't care about it. They will go and say with those people and get, something from them at the detriment of the people that they think to represent. Sometimes I feel frustrated about my country. Cape Mountain should be one of those countries that is developed or that should be developed. But we are not benefiting anything, so it hurts my heart.
So that's why, Eddie, myself, I side with you because I know what we all are going through, especially those of us that come from some of the least developed counties. I know, but that's why I think we had to remove the political cap and see reality.
Yeah, so it's true, it's true that sometimes we have to take away our political feelings because actually our country is left behind in terms of development. We have concessions in our country, but we seem to benefit nothing out of the national government. Look at what Nima is many now for Africa. You see, for our country, we benefit nothing. You have big mountain in our country to end on this note. Big mountain, the concession they found with the government of Liberia was to mine. Now they are producing mineral water. What should be given to local? They're producing mineral water. Now they are importing their own petroleum product in the country. Big mountain is producing and importing cement. Instead of buying from the local, they're producing their own cement in the country. Is that what it sounds like? It is quite frustrating.
All right.
And I think our leaders have to stand, and that was on path to our country. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear brother Hussein. I feel myself I go through the same thing. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yes, my brother. Good evening. Go ahead.
Mabel, thank you. This is Gabe. I'm calling from Cape Mountain.
Good. From Grand Cayman. How your county? I don't know whether you are son of the county or are you working there?
No, I don't work in Cape Mountain. I'm son of Grand I hear from the southeast.
Okay, but go ahead, give us your own take on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lebo, thank you for the show, but I get a little problem with you guys.
Okay.
At times, the way you can control your show.
Okay.
You listen to me?
We getting you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Lebo, I get a little problem with you guys. Somehow the way you control your show at times. Although you speak for the Labrango, but everything you say on the show, it can always be negative. Everything you say, to be frank, it can always be negative.
So just put a positive one for us. Hello, Chairman. Hello. Yeah. Don't say everything you say. Maybe the time you can listen, maybe you can get us in. If you want to have, hello, excuse me. Hello, when let me talk, please, because we're not sitting here and allow you to come and bring us the way you want to. No, don't say everything. So what negative? Want to speak about the health issues? Is that what you call negative? No, that go. So which one are you call negative? Okay, so which one are you call negative? No. Hello. First, you got to take it back. No. I will not allow you. No, I will not allow you because you are already been paid. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing? I was talking and then probably maybe you called me a business
maybe.
I was laying the basis on the issue of the former president place Kattenberg. And you say you don't want to delve into political thing, everything in Liberia is politics. I know Sktv is one of the highly diverse platform where they discuss social and political and there are several political issues. But when this one is like shut on the
you are recommend nothing is I don't know what you call or because maybe we not take that into maybe serious topic because I didn't talk about that. But the one I told you, I said because the fire service they came out, or in fact they had their own press release and so on. So the CDC too, they had their own. So you want us to be doing one and put it, okay, maybe Joe we are doing it one, maybe that's what you want for us to say? No. But then what you want to say?
Okay, for me, I don't know whether what really happened once fire service has said what Joe we have said. All I've been seeing on the social media is that this place has started burning. And it becomes very life-threatening to me and almost it has political something or political figure for something like this to happen. And there is nothing I'm hearing about it. And most of the time that this station I listen to.
Okay.
For 1995 up to court,
for 2005.
For 2005 up to court. If I don't see the station, I go to BBC. That's the only one I listen to.
All right, thank you.
If I don't hear it there, that's why I'm bringing it out.
No, thank you.
Then the next one I want to just add up to when this brother who just called for Kidman. Kidman, this country. If this country don't have any resources for anywhere, income for any resources, what coming from Kidman alone, it can take care of the whole country problem.
Okay.
The gold that coming from there. If you see one the whole in for the gold, it's just to say from your station all the way to Jigota, that the gold is nothing from there. And they have carried it. So this country, those who benefiting, I don't know how really it's happening. Really. So Kidman is only pleasant content, but just as the brother stated, they have not been blessed with good lawmakers or group of people. And for every time government want to take some action, whether the past government, the present government, those who benefiting, they go and then they go through some of the same citizens to rebel against what reform they want to take, and then they come, they put Zoe Osa, they put this one Osa. So at the end of the day, they come there just behind.
All right. Thank you, my boy. You're right. And the same politician, but let me see quickly. I want to get contact. I want to call my colleague from Nimba. Yeah, let me see quickly, please. 1 minute quickly. We got to go, people. No time. I don't want to get one word from Sheikh. Sheikh. Quickly, let me see what I can get Sheikh on. Quickly, then we'll go home for the day, please. Those of you who are calling, please. Let me see. Yeah, I know what I Sheikh. Okay, Sheikh, I know what you're calling me too. Because myself, I'm calling you. So if you're calling me, I don't know, but let me call you quickly, Sheikh. Then we'll go through. Okay, good. So yeah, Sheikh, go ahead, my brother. 1 minute because of time.
Thank you, Mabel. Thank you for having me on the show this evening.
Yeah, my brother. How Nima?
Well, Nima is relatively kind. It's been a long time, you know. We have not been able to come live on the show, but we are here in Nimba.
Wonderful. Give us update. What are some of the latest that you have for us on the show this evening?
Yes, from Nimba, 2 days ago, the War International, that the International War Group International, the War Group International have 2 days on combating organ trafficking and child sacrifice workshop in Sktv-Lib City, Nimba County. And according to them, the issue of bringing this training here, they found out that more often this issue has to do with extracting organs, human organs illegally from people. Sometimes people traffic people from one destination to another. But they see it as the sense that it's more often happening in Monrovia, but people are now getting to know that what is happening in Monrovia, that people are getting to understand, so they are now going away to the interior side. But they decide to cross over to Nimba, because remember, in Nimba, more often in some places, as time go by, you'll hear that this person has lost. You don't see them after 4 or 5 months. Then you go see sometimes you see the scattering flowers, you see the body, the organ part are scattered from there, and then so they didn't necessary to come and train citizens, including the police and the security, because according to them, more often those cases sometimes reach to the police when people pass away, when they go check out some of the places they found people, so they see that body part removed and illegally, and the human trafficking where people will come for people, children from in the interior, in the habit of, let's go to Monrovia, let me carry a boy in school. They go look, they start using the child, sometimes in prostitution, they start using those children at times to sell market, to benefit their homes, and using them for family breastfeeding and other folks. So for the project manager, Princess Starry, and also managed to make her understand that some of those cases, if you have come across it, you got to report to the police. And that is why the security they were about 50 to 60% in the trainings.
All right, check hopefully tomorrow. I think we'll go more deeper on this story, but we don't have time. Thank you so much. Check, please, on tomorrow, get ready for more updates from the end there with this story and other stories.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Check, we got to go home. No time. But are you listen to the callers? What say you in meaning?
Yeah, thanks to the callers, yes, for taking their time to participate on the show. Edward, in the comment section there, you said something very important. Yes, $2,000 is not enough for doctors. They are saving life. Yeah, that is it. At least we expect this other government to step it up, because it was 700. The previous administration carried to 2,000. So we pray by the grace of God that President Waka to step on their salary, because they are saving life. Representative, why are they doing to be carrying 10, 15,000? You make sense. And to my brother who just talked about Grand Cape County, yes, Grand Cape County, if you work there or if you been there, they can even save almost 75 to 80% of Liberia with what is coming from there. So even if they just decide to save Grand Cape County alone, the people of Cape, they won't suffer for anything. But they are accepting people in that place, in Kinjo, their own children that are supposed to stand for them. The Sheikh Sunni, the Tarami, the Tarafello, the Thompson Dablo. These are the children that their parents depending on to stand for them in that place. They are the ones dumping their people. They don't care. You will only see them protesting because they want something. The moment they call them in our company, they give it to them.
You finish. Aliu, thank you.
Oh, you know why the company, the people, they filter, they're not getting nothing. They're not getting nothing.
They are the educated one, though. Their parents, their mothers, their fathers, their grandparents, and the traditional people send them to school.
Yeah,
so that you'll be able.
When you talking,
oh God,
yeah, Marty tell you they tell you for steady. The moment you come now, you keep quiet. This is how they are doing this.
Thank you, my dear brother. We gotta go home. Yes, thank you so much. We gotta go home. And to the caller who always, this is not your first time, nearly your second, nearly your third time. I guess maybe you are on the listening of some of the callers. We come here, we waste all of our energy and time here to educate our people on national issues. We don't have no political party here. to say, oh yeah, we always on that. Which one is positive that you think that the government is doing? That we're not talking about. The government is eating more than what they're giving to you. You want me able to come here and waste my time? Or someone who eating 99% and giving you only 1%. You want me to come here and waste my time? Oh yeah. Yesterday, Sir Joseph was, I don't know, Sir Joseph bring 44 continue. To do what? To do what? What's the benefit? No benefit, no here, no take, all of the times. So come here, we're speaking for our people who are struggling. Some of you, maybe your life better. It's up to you. Maybe everything okay with you. But guess what? When the rain fall, it don't fall on the good and bad people. It fall on everyone. Whether you good or you bad or you what? No. It don't fall on only a certain group of people. No. So in short, what I'm saying is that when things get better, it get better for all Liberians. And when things get better, then what we are into today, it affects all of us. That's why we are talking the way we talk. Maybe things okay with you. When I'm a friend, thinking about selling a television just because you want to pay rent. No job to when you are working, they're pulling down. Anyway, good night, people. We see you tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. Good night to all of you. We'll catch you up. I'm Johnson Maybon Kula. Love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to serve. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents of them. The work of my life without fear.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play body so make you I can't Sktv menyo. Say my journey, tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, emu aye yo. And you love emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to serve. The flesh that time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat to San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.